What's up, what's up, what's up, y'all? Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. I went and got my pearly whites done today. And they gave me or I bought a professional dentist teeth whitening kit. So I'm going to take the plunge and do that. So I'm going to start that. I'm probably going to start that tomorrow. Or either I might even start it tonight. It's a 2-week process. So we see if they get whiter. But anyway, y'all, I'm not ready to switch over my porch, but I'm telling y'all, it's still extremely warm. It was another 95er today. But anyway, y'all, I know I want to come on and jump on and talk to y'all real quick about Miss Cassie Russell. Y'all, all I can say is that was a hot mess, wasn't it? And I know I'm jumping on the bandwagon late, but that's going to be one of the hot topics because something just popped up today that reminded me about being selfish and doing things for ill-gotten gain. And again, this is what I was trying to express to you all a month or so ago about when you have to do selfish things that benefit you, and you have to cut people off, cut things off so that you can focus in on yourself. And again, when you're led by the Spirit to do that, it is permissible. So like I was saying, as it related to me, I had to cut off and do some things for my health, and I had to interrupt the program. Ain't that what Yolanda said? I've come to interrupt the program. And so sometimes you have to interrupt maybe things that you were doing for other people so that you could totally focus on yourself. And those type of things are, you have to be selfish to thyself. But again, you know, what can we learn, or what can we say about this situation, about this Cassie Russell young lady? Now I know everything has gone, it pretty much has died down. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'll try to leave a link in the description box, but don't hold me to it. But it was about that young lady who called the authorities and reported that she had saw a young toddler walking on the highway, and that she, was following the child, and she had called in and gave a description, and the 911 tape was played on the news for all to hear and see. Well, we learned later that she indicated that she had been kidnapped and all of this stuff. Well, fast forward, when everything came out in the wash, her lawyers came forth and indicated no, she lied. She had not been kidnapped. She had not seen this child wandering on the side of the highway, which led her to follow, which led her to perhaps be kidnapped. And so again, as we learn further on down the road, her boyfriend, or recently ex-boyfriend, before all this came out, he was very, passionate about everyone finding her, whatever they was going through or went through. He was, very vocal on the news saying, hey, we all need to help find her. So again, for what? I can't remember. Maybe it was about 2 or 3 days. The whole community, you had many, many mothers who have had abducted daughters or children. And to this day, they have not found their children. To this day, they have not had any closure. So you had a lot of groups. And that's one of the things about social media. It's a wonderful thing when social media can really come to your defense and get information out quick, get details, get her whereabouts, where she worked, where she went to school, and all that stuff. So it is instant. And it can spread like wildfire as far as getting that communication out. And so, like I said, that's the beauty. But alas, we find out and learn that it was all a lie. And again, we've had all these different groups, all these different mom groups, all these different groups that talked about abduction, and again, they're still looking for their loved ones today. Multiple kinds of resources, people going out doing searches. All this took place, and then we've come to find and learn that it was a lie. It was all a lie. And we find out that, you know, why she lied. Why did she do that? Why did she bring on that type of embarrassment for herself? See, desperate people will do desperate things. And we learned that she did it all for the attention infection of her ex-boyfriend. And see, when people do that, the very thing that you are trying not to lose, you lose it 20 times over. Because the very thing, meaning that man, the very thing that you were trying to keep from losing, you lose. Because see, after he found out it was a lie, he deleted any type of existence that he may have had with you. Any type of residue, any photos y'all may have taken. It was like he just scrubbed his whole social media and life from ever having the appearance of evil with you. So the very thing that you feared came upon you. Now again, I haven't followed the case, and other than once we all knew it was a sham. I don't know the status of her and that man. I don't know the status of if charges are going to be pressed or if she's going to have to pay restitution, whatever. I haven't even gone, but because the simple fact is, and again, this is what I mean by doing things selfishly for your own personal ill-gotten gain. That is what the Lord is talking about. When you're selfish in that way. Because you took away a lot of those men and women and children, young adults. You use that for your own ill-gotten gain. You wanted the attention and the love and affection from that man. And you did all that to get his attention. To perhaps make him woo you again. Make him, you know, love you again, get back with you again, whatever your motive was. It was only self-serving. You didn't even think about your parents. You didn't even think about him. You didn't think about any of that. You didn't think about your job, because some stuff came out about some fool-la-la she was doing on the job. So again, and it's unfortunate that some people do that. Like, what's the extent of what you will go through and go to get just some attention? And in the same way with fame. Fame is the same way. They say fame is a booger bat, baby. You get caught up in that fame and get yourself intertwined in that, and you start doing any and everything just to get the attention, even right here on this YouTube and this apparatus. There's just some things I'm not going to do. Now, I know it's trendy and it's desirable. I would love for one of my videos to go super viral. It feels great. It feels good when that algorithm kicks in and you can ride the wave and blow up, if you will. It's a great feeling. But let things and do things organically. Let it happen organically and naturally. Now, yeah, is YouTube a business and you have to sometimes, you know, put a little pizzazz to get people to click on you? Absolutely. That's just part of it. It's no different if I'm shopping in the window shopping, that cute outfit. Those outfits that they have on the little mannequins, and yeah, they advertise it, and they make it look real good to make people go in the store and, ooh, I got to have it, I want that. Or you see a dress or something on a model and you're like, ooh, I like the colors in that, ooh, let me get that. So it's put up in the forefront. Yeah, we all are drawn, because again, we know sometimes it's business. But again, that young lady, and I know some people will say, well, she probably has some mental health, because why would somebody in their right mind do something like that? But let me just say this, and I in no way, shape, form, or fashion trying to dismiss or minimize the fact that yes, there are people out there who have mental health and mental issues. But you know what? In certain instances, just like I was saying in my live the other night, the truth is always there. And we have to make a choice to choose the truth. Now, she knew that what she did was wrong, because her motive, this is, as a people, we need to stop overlooking stuff. Her motive was to deceive. She had one focus, and that was, I need to get the attention of this man. I don't like the fact that we have split up, or we were going through changes. Love changes. It doesn't matter. She was focused in on trying to get that man's attention. So she made a choice, not a mistake, not a mishap. No, she made a conscious decision and choice to lie and put forth a lie about the child and the kidnapping. She made a conscious choice. So people can say what they want to say about mental health issues, and like I said, yes, I'm not diminishing anything, because there are people out there that really truly have mental issues, but I beg to differ in this case. It's no different than any other human being that's either sitting in jail somewhere, or they do something wrong on the job, knowing they ain't have no business do it. People make choices every day. And I'm sorry, we can't just always chuck it up to men. That's the first thing we'll holler. And again, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that we as a people and people out there don't have those things. We know that there are people that sit over in the corner and bite at the wind and chew on toilet paper and try to chew up nails. We know that. But people like her and many others, when they do stuff and they make choices, and they ain't no different from me. That was my weekend conversation with my mom about sex and all that kind of stuff, protection. But guess what? I made a choice to have unprotected sex at an early age. I knew I had no business doing it. I knew the truth about it. I knew right from wrong, and I made a choice. See, like I said, the truth is always there. And that's what the Lord had to show me the other day, and was ministering to me as I was thinking about something. The truth is always there. But we all will get to a point at some time where we have to come and make that choice. Choose you this day whom you're going to serve. Now, if you're going to serve man, and you're going to serve mammon and all them, that's going to be the choice you make, and you're going to have to deal with the consequences therein. Now, honestly and truly, I hope that her parents, I'm sure that they did, and I hope that they did in her family unit, and surround her and give her the help and support that she needs. But again, these are the type of things that, again, we can't be enablers to people and look, sin has to deal with that person. Yes, we can forgive them. Yes, we can pray for those people and lift them up in prayer. Absolutely. That, look, the word still tell us, those of us in the household of faith, is to pray without ceasing and pray for those people who spitefully use you. So she spitefully used those people for her own ill-gotten gain. She spitefully used the police department. She spitefully used those resources that went out for hours upon hours. She spitefully used those emergency services that perhaps could have been looking for a truly missing child or persons. She spitefully used them. So yes, we pray for those type of people. We pray for our own selves that we don't get caught up doing wrong. Caught up making choices that are adversely against choosing the truth. So as we live our lives, and like I said, it's a bad feeling, I'm sure, when you want somebody to love you like that, that you go to that extent to get their love and affection, to get their attention, and you go to those lengths. What shall we say to those things? Yeah, she possibly could have had a lapse or temporary moment of insanity, whatever the case may be, because when people are focused in on what they're focusing on, they truly are tunnel vision. They don't see past their own need. They don't see past it. She didn't even put no fault into the fact that, you know what, first of all, I'm committing a crime by making a false report, calling into authorities. Again, she had them blinders on. She only was focused in on, oh, I need to get his attention. So again, you know, like I said, I've prayed for that young lady, and I pray that this be a lesson that you don't have to go that route. Sometimes, you know what, you have to just chuck it up to, you know what, that was a season for that man to be in my life, and now that season is over. And I know that kind of stuff is easier said than done. But you really truly have to fight through that flesh. You really do. My God, my master. You have to fight through that flesh. When you want to go to that extreme, that's when you have to just cry out and say, oh my God, Father, you need to help me. Because I want to go and do something extreme. I want to say something extreme. I want to get them how they got me. I want them to feel the sting and the hurt that they caused me. I don't want to just let it go. I want to get my lick back. Or let me say it to him this way, because I want him to know that he gonna really miss me if he don't come back. I'm telling you. And it's vice versa even with men. She ain't the first one. She ain't gonna be the last one to do something crazy like that. Or again, making the choice that pushes her well away from the truth. And you know, another thing too, we as women and men, we have to know that we are valuable. Yeah, we might do some wrong things. We may have to start over. But when you know that God fearfully and wonderfully made you, there ain't another person like you. And I know that some people may have low self-esteem, and it's going to take them a while to get that and understand that. But again, trouble don't last always. But like I said, you know, that Miss Russell, honey, I pray your best, and I hope that you really truly learn from this situation, and that if you ever decide to get into another relationship, know that you are enough. And if the season is over for any relationship you ever get yourself in again, you have to just receive it and ask the Lord to strengthen you so that you don't go down that road again. Because like I said, she utilized a lot of resources for her own personal gain. And it was truly selfish. So anyway, that's all. I mean, and we all, like I said, we can all sit back and shake our head, because see now that was her situation. Your situation may not be to that scale, but you might be a person that do that within your family, or you use people at the church. You lie to the church about a thing because you gave your money to old nappy-headed Leroy. And now you got to tell a lie, and because you don't want nobody to know you gave your money to nappy-headed Leroy. So now you got to lie to the church so you can get money to pay your light bill. And I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know. Your stuff could be on a smaller scale, but again, you lied and made a choice to deceive for your own personal gain. And again, it's whatever that is like I said, your mess may not hit the public. your mess might not hit the media on that grand scale, but it might hit the platform in your house. It might hit the platform of your community or in your church. It might hit the platform on your job. So again, we all have a cross that we have to pick up every single day. And just remember, choose you this day whom you're going to serve. The truth is always there. I was just talking about, when you hear the truth is, it doesn't matter where it's coming from. We can't get so caught up in not wanting to receive the truth. It doesn't matter what vessels it's coming out, but if the truth is the truth is. And again, we can go back to mental health, all that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna just say this, the clip that I played in one of my videos about, we were talking, the man in the video was talking about, just manhood. He was talking about men across the board. He wasn't being specific if he was talking about black men, white men, Asian men, Mexican men, Dominican, African. He was just talking about men in general, and how women, we want men to stand up. We want men to take control. Shoot, heck, we tired. Can I get a witness? And so, like I said, I just played a clip, and I know some people got offended and thought, well, I can't receive what he's saying because, the black man has been through slavery and been for this and been through that and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, but that ain't even what that was about. But there again, we as women, come on now. We don't need to coddle men. Let men be men. If for those, and again, my whole point for the video was to just say, hey, the fathers, let your daughters and sons see you do certain things. Don't leave it all the way up for women all the time. And so my thing of it is, well, what about my response is, well, okay, what say you about Adam? Adam didn't experience any type of slavery. Adam didn't experience any type of discrimination. He was in a Garden of Eden. He was given instructions to watch over the garden. He was given instructions, okay, don't go over there and eat of that tree. And he let the serpent get right in Eve's ear, and he sat there and ate. Ooh. There's a bug, y'all. And he sat there and ate of that tree that he was told not to. So what say you about that? Well, so God was going to say, well, since you was, Adam didn't suffer any of that kind of stuff. So what say you? See, that's why I said we can't. And then what did Adam do? He turned right around and blamed Eve. And what did God have to do? He had to give both of them judgment. That's why we women have to go through labor pain. That was one of the judgments of being disobedient and not doing what we're supposed to. Men, granted, I don't care if you lay down with a woman and she gets pregnant. Guess what? That child has to be here. It's your responsibility. When God said go and replenish the earth, fill the earth up with children, go. Because once the sin crept in the Garden of Eden, that whole thing changed. So again, it was a choice. See, the choice has always been the choice. The truth was Adam wasn't supposed to eat of that tree, nor his wife Eve. So again, they never suffered. And then I thought about it too. I said, but even the men back in slavery, if you want to go there and be technical, even the men that were in slavery back in the day, they were taking care of their kids and still trying to provide and protect their children. That's why so many men died and suffered, because they were fighting for their children. They were trying to pay for ways to get their families in freedom. And a lot of men died right there in them cotton fields because they were fighting for their families, trying to protect their sons and daughters from having to be sold off into slavery. So, again, and again, we're talking about men and issues of right now. So again, I'm just saying that was the whole purpose. So again, we're all are getting understanding. Yeah, we can look back at a whole lot of things that was not right. But the whole point of what that man was talking about was that, we women, we want men to take the lead. We want men to be able to help and do and help rear children. We understand y'all out there going to some, we hope most of you going out getting the bacon working. And the traditional role is the man goes out there and does that, while the women, some women have to work. And like I said all that, but I'm just saying, I want us to see, God want to bring us to a higher way of thinking. Because like when God was asking, wait a minute, where y'all at? Y'all ain't in your place. You ain't where you supposed to be. And it's no different. He was asking Adam, where you at? Get in your place. Same way with men. Where you at, men, nowadays? And I'm not saying all, so this is not about bashing me. Where you at? You ain't in your place. And that's all that man was just talking about. And then doing a correlation about how we women say we want this and that, but then we coddle them. We want to make excuses and not speak truth to power. Again, that truth is the truth. So my thing of it is, before we, are so quick to try to blame it on this mental health or whatever. And again, I'm not saying that those issues don't occur. But even Jesus spoke to those mute spirits and those dumb spirits and those mentally, he spoke to them things, didn't he? So again, like I said, I'm not perfect, honey. I pick up and take up my cross every day. But I think as a people, we have to, again, be able to call that thing out. Yes, pray about it. From Miss Russell to, again, just men in general and women, get in your place. And I'm not saying, and I brought all this up again is because here is this young beautiful woman going over and above and beyond, and now they got her some legal problems, the shame of her. Now her sin truly found her out, and it landed on a rooftop for everybody to see, didn't it? And that's why I'm bringing it up, because here this woman, she did all this extra to get this man's attention. And like I said, what she did was out of place. See that transference? Just like Eve, she was out of place doing that. Because if the man still loved her and wanted her, let him pursue you. That's really the correct order of things. I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. That's just the proper, correct order of things. We are presented to men. Now, I'm not saying that, some people may have approached the man because he's nice looking and y'all might be married and lived happily ever after. I don't hear what I'm not saying, but I'm just saying I'm just saying she went over and beyond trying to re-pursue, I guess, that failed relationship. And I'm not saying that it's nothing wrong with trying to work things out. Again, don't hear what I'm saying. But I'm just saying she was out of place. And look at what chaos occurred for her. Because the very thing that she tried to keep, she lost. And I'm sure for the rest of his life, and like I said, I could be wrong. Who knows? They might be kicking it right now. I don't know. But I'm just saying. In the same way with Adam. In reverse. Adam was out of place. And look at what happened. Eve did what she did. Adam followed suit. When he was approached about it, he tried to blame, or he did. It was this woman you gave me. And that's what we do. Because we didn't choose the truth. And like I said, we can blame it on, oh, well, I don't want to hear it from that white man, because you automatically get offended because you think he's trying to talk down to black men. No, that man was just talking in general. Or, you know, we want to blame it again, and I'm not saying that things don't happen mentally. We want to blame it on the mental health. No, you just chose to make the wrong choice. And again, Adam and Eve had been created and cultivated by God. So sin and all that hadn't even crept in until what? That joker came up in that Eve's ear in the garden. But the choice, the truth of the matter. See, the truth was always sitting there. And there was a choice that they chose to make. And it went to the left. And the same way with that young girl. She made a choice. She knew. Adam and Eve both knew. But they wanted to manipulate that thing. They wanted to feel like they were missing out. And same way with that girl. She thought she was going to miss out on something. Because now she's no longer with this man. She had been with him for however many years. So, but now, for whatever reason, they had split apart. Or they were finna be done with forever, whatever. The decision had been made. But she felt like she was going to miss out on something. And she went all the way to the left. She didn't want to look at the truth. The truth of the matter is, he doesn't want me anymore. The truth of the matter is, it is over. The truth of the matter is, I thought I was going to be his one, his only, and his last. But you found out. So instead of accepting the truth as it was for that particular time in your life between you and that man, you made a choice to not accept the truth. And you did something that caused a nasty, negative backlash to your life and to all those people's life who exerted on your behalf. They exhausted their resources. They cried those tears on your behalf. And we find out it was for ill-gotten gain. No different than Eve. Eve thought she was missing out. She felt like what God had provided in the Garden of Eden wasn't good enough. She wanted to see exactly, oh, there's something in that tree that's, I guess, better than what God had already provided. They didn't have to lift a finger. All they had to do was walk up to a tree. There was a banana. Walk up. Every seed bearing fruit. They ain't have to worry about a thing. But something about that tree in the midst of the garden, they felt like they were going to miss out on something. And when they got caught and when they got busted, what did they want to do? They wanted to blame God. Or Adam did. And say, well, you know, it was her. It was this woman you gave me. Ooh, honey, I mean, I'm going to tell y'all, we can stay there. There's a lot of stuff went down in the garden. You hear what I'm saying? And again, it goes back to this Cassie girl. I think about things in my life where I did not choose the truth. But thanks be unto God, you know, he's a forgiving God. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to pay the consequences. But thanks be unto God, we have and serve a loving God And if we repent and then start that work over with a contrite spirit, baby, it's all good. But again, before we want to bring that argument, because see, a lot of people just want to be right. But sometimes we have to just sit down, be quiet, and rest our spirit and listen. Because like I said, honey, you can say anything you want to. Some people just choose to make the wrong choice. They ignore the truth. And like I said, yeah, some people have mental this, but no, in this particular case, I don't believe it. And like I said, I ain't got a dog in the fight. And it's the same way with Adam and Eve. They didn't have no mental capacities or breakdowns or psychotropic whatever. No, they just chose to do that. Adam didn't never suffer whips on his and chains and bits in his mouth and all that. He never suffered any of that. He never suffered discrimination and had to deal with, Eve being raped by a slave master. He didn't experience all that. So again, what was his excuse? See, we cannot be giving people excuses. Sometimes you have to just say it is what it is. We have to call a spade a spade. My mama, you know what? As much as she loved me, as much as she pours into me, baby, let me tell you something. There's some few times in my life that she had to sting my tail. I mean, you just have to give the hardball, honest truth. But a lot of times we'll find ourselves trying to make excuses for people or coddling. Honey. God is an awesome and loving God, but let me tell you something, baby. When he puts whatever he need to put in place for your tail, yeah, it's for your good. See, when it says God will work things out all together for your good, trust and believe it's gonna work out for your good. But honey, don't get it twisted, honey. He may have to sting you a couple of times. I mean, like I said, it just is what it is. But anyway, I wanted to just talk about that hot topic. And I hope, we can take away from this and say, you know what? It ain't worth it. It's really not. You accept the truth. And if it's meant to be, and you all, again, I'm talking about relationships. If it's meant to be, and y'all needed a cooling off period, a cooling down period, and cooler heads prevail, maybe you just needed some time, some real time away. Trust and believe, if it's meant to happen, or if y'all be back together, trust it will work itself out to be that way. But a lot of times we don't want to accept the truth, and sometimes we have to just say, let the truth reign. And that might be some of what we need to pray for. Father God, I am here. And I live, breathe, and move because of your mercy and your grace. I am here, God, because of your mercy and your grace. So, God, based on your mercy and grace, give me mercy in this situation in my life. Give me the grace to be able to go through and endure this. It has wounded me. I never saw it coming. I didn't know that he felt this way about me. I thought everything was going to be peaches and cream and we ride off into the sunset. But I wake up and find out this day he no longer wants me in his life. Lord, help me to receive and accept the truth of that. Oh my God. It's going to be painful. But God, I don't want to get out here and do nothing crazy. I don't want to do anything, God, that's going to cause you to look upon me. And I know I did that for my own ill-gotten gain. God, I thank you. Help me bring those thoughts under subjection into the obedience of your Son, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for me, and he came up with all power in his hand, and he give that power unto me to tread over serpents and crush their heads. Oh God, I thank you on today. Help me. Oh God, help me to understand and receive the truth of all situations in my life and direct my path on the way I should go. God, I thank you that, yes, I may be on Damascus Road here and there throughout my life, but God, I thank you that you're going to direct my path and lead me to all truth. That I won't do anything that's going to jeopardize my life, my children's life, my family's life, anybody's life that's doing something on my behalf. God, help me to not use them spitefully. Help me, Lord. Help me. In Jesus' name, amen. And that's what you have to do. We can't be afraid to go to God in prayer about those things that we know we'll want to halfway snap, crackle, and pop about. Got to remember that. Oh, my God, my master. And that prayer, oh, my God, I feel that thing. That prayer is for anybody that's currently going through a breakup or a divorce or you need strength. You're weak. Oh my God, he done ran off with another young honey dip. My batteries won't charge his batteries no more, so he went out and got him a young honey dip, and when her batteries are fully charged. Oh God, I'm mad. He left me here, or she left me here with these children. God help me. I'm mad. I'm angry. Yes, that prayer. You can't be afraid to call that thing out. Don't let the devil get in your ear and tell you to do something that will cause all that. And because see, that can even send you over the edge. I'm serious. Pray that prayer. Talk to the Lord. If you ain't never had a relationship with God because you're ashamed or afraid that you know you live like a heathen and you're ashamed to even go to him in prayer, trust when I tell you, he's there. The truth is always sitting there. God ain't never say you can't come to me for prayer because you're doing this, that, and the other. He said, come to me as you are. Now, we as people will make you think you got to be white as snow before you go to God. No. Because if that was the case, Jesus would have never came down from glory and entered into a Mary and he born into this sinful life, shaped in iniquity. So trust when I tell you, you can talk to God about anything. You can ask him to help you about anything. And like I said, I'm being serious because there's somebody out here that you may know, or you yourself, your own person may be going through this very thing. Let me see how I can convince her to keep me, or let me convince him how to keep me. Not knowing that truth is sitting right there for you to choose. Oh my God. Truth is sitting right there for us to choose. And baby, let me tell you something. You may have to go through whatever you have to go through, but because God is the way, the truth, and the light. Look how that light coming through there. Amen. God is the way, the truth, and the light, and the life. When you choose it, oh my God, he just start canceling out things that would so easily beset you. He'll start throwing things overboard that you ain't got to even deal with because you chose truth. Oh my God. Anyway, y'all, let me go on in the house. The sun is going down. I came out here a little bit after 5 because tomorrow I've got to go into the office tomorrow and work. So it'll be Friday, y'all. We'll be back at the weekend when y'all see this video. But anyway, y'all, I truly do appreciate y'all. And like I said, when we see these things, oh sure, We can shake our head and say, oh my God, the obvious is the obvious. But don't think just because your stuff or my stuff ain't on a big platform for all to see and point at. Like I said, your stuff could be occurring on the platform of your home, of your church, of your community, on your job. Isn't that the truth? All right, y'all. Well, anyway, let me go. Y'all know I can jaw jack. Y'all have an awesome weekend. We're going to get in the wind. And yes, I'm going to have my cowgirl get up on. We're going to do something this weekend. I want to get out of the house and just do something. And I'll let y'all come with. But anyway, I love y'all. God bless. And may the peace of the Lord be with you. Ooh, y'all, that sun is bright. But look at that glow, y'all. Look at that glow. All right, y'all. Bye.